My name is Pat CC and I'm a self-proclaimed music marketing expert. And today I'm going to expose my secret TikTok strategy that has led my artists to getting 401% more views on TikTok, 419% more streams on Spotify, and is projected to do 250,000 streams by the end of the summer. Now, what is my secret strategy, you might ask? Lying. That's right. Spreading false information. You see, 63% of independent artists believe that making content for TikTok is compromising their artistic integrity. That was a lie. It was a made-up stat, but you believe me. See how easy that was? In this video, I'm going to be posting a series of TikToks over the next few weeks that are riddled with lies. And if you copy my strategies, then you filthy little liars just might get your dirty paws on some Spotify streams. This is my friend and first official signee to Ivy League Records, Quay the artist. Quay sent me a song called B-Roll a few months ago and I immediately loved it.
Spending some time in the B-Roll. Take for granted to be raw. Oh yeah, I'm taking my time in the B-roll.
To be fair, I love all of his music. In fact, I'm so biased I have no idea what songs of his are actually going to be big. So one way we determine what songs of his we want to promote is by posting snippets of unreleased music on his Instagram story. Then we measure interest by seeing how many people reply with fire emojis or DMs like, "Drop this right now, Big Daddy." Listen, I don't know what goes on inside of his DMs, but I'm not like Diddy. This is none of my business. Actually, who am I kidding? This is my business. Step 2 of our pre-release plan is to post one of these basic, boring lip sync videos on TikTok just to get a feeler of what people would say. Investing. This song better be out. Nah, we got something here. Damage. Next up. This so fire. Hit after hit. Okay, cool. They seem to like it. Step 3 of our pre-release plan is to film a simple visual for Quay's YouTube. Not quite a music video, but also not quite a visualizer, like somewhere in the middle. Like the lowest budget music video ever. Just because posting on YouTube is extremely important, and a ton of artists overlook how many fans you can gain from YouTube. Also, a staggering 91% of TikTok users will go to YouTube first to listen to a song they just heard on TikTok. That was another lie. But all jokes aside, a ton of people from TikTok go straight to YouTube to check out a song that they just heard on TikTok. So now that we have this visual, how do we promote it? I always see artists straight up post their music videos on TikTok, like not even try to reformat it, and then they just throw some top text on top. I call this the top text strategy. Young Chris was one of the first artists I've seen do this and have success. Years ago, he would just put his music video on TikTok with some top text like, "Beat switch crazy," and that was enough to get millions of views. I saw a guy recently post his own music video with the caption, "This dude really shot a whole music video at work." This strategy is so funny to me because the guy who uploaded it is the artist who actually made the song, but he's speaking of himself in the third person. Like the caption gives the impression it's some random account that posted it, but no, it's literally his TikTok account. And people are too lazy to click on the profile and see who posted it, so they'll just engage with whatever narrative you run with. So we came up with a brilliant idea for our first top text piece of content. Does Beyonce's nephew have potential to blow up? In case you need me to clarify, no. Quay is not Beyonce's nephew. This is a bold-faced lie. But there also is no real way to prove that he isn't. 24 hours later, 18,000 views. It's sad, I know people with this flow, but they won't blow because they not Beyonce's nephew. How I ain't know you were her nephew and been bumping your music all this time? Shit must run in the genes, this hard. As you can see, people took the bait. Most of the comments are just saying the song is fire or accepting this lie as a fact. The post has 1,700 likes and 232 bookmarks or saves. Now the saves are my personal favorite metric because I like to imagine that people save stuff that they actually want to go back and rewatch, or in this case a song they might want to add to their playlist. However, our second lie actually worked better than the first. Now B-Roll secured 1,800 streams in the first day. Quay typically does between 400 to 800, so this was definitely a step up. Also, the streams typically die off super hard after the first day, sometimes going below 100 streams per day, but B-Roll stayed just below 1,000 streams per day. Another extremely important metric that a lot of artists ignore is streams per listener. Initially, we noticed Quay's streams per listener was at 3, which is pretty high, so we set a goal of hitting 5. And before I get into my second TikTok lie, another way we were able to secure consistent streams was by running ads through Meta. Now I'll spare you all of the boring details, but basically we just took the music visualizer and spent $30 per day advertising it through Instagram stories, feed posts, mouse and the explore page. When someone clicks the ad, it brings them to Quay's Spotify. We were able to get a 42-cent conversion rate, which basically means every time someone clicks the link to the song, we have to pay 42 cents. Typically, you want to get a 15 to 30 cent rate, but 42 ain't so bad. We were averaging around 76 clicks per day. So when you combine the consistent traffic from the ads with the experimental TikToks, you get B-roll floating around 1,000 streams per day. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But to follow up the Beyonce's Nephew TikTok, we noticed a lot of people were commenting that Quay sounds like Chris Brown. I don't get the comparison at all, but we decided to lean into it. So we posted the exact same visual with the top text and lied again. One of Chris Brown's songwriters is finally putting out his own music. Quay does not write music for Chris Brown. We made it up. Why? Because we wanted to see if people would believe it. 43,000 views, 2,500 likes, 364 saves, and 121 comments, and yeah, some people believed it. I thought that was Chris when he started to sing. Bro clearly did all his background vocals for years and we never knew. Wow, makes sense, it's the same flow. But majority of the people were trying to make fun of Quay. Yeah, keep writing for Chris, bruh. How he gonna come out with the same exact flow as someone he writes for? The ironic part about people trying to hate on Quay in the comments is, one, this is all fake. So they're trying to have their gotcha moment and get a little zinger on Quay, but the whole time they fell for a made-up and fake narrative. Plus, they're really just complimenting Quay by believing that he is talented enough to write for Chris Brown, who has sold over 140 million records. And if you're an artist out there and you're worried about getting hate, don't be. Everyone gets hate. Literally everyone. Even Drake. You yourself have probably typed in a comment or hated on some artist that, thinking back to it, they probably don't deserve it, do they? And you're actually probably a fan of them, right? Quay's streams just kept going up from 800 and 900 per day to over 1,000 streams per day, so we kept our foot on the gas. We filmed content specifically formatted for TikTok with the narrative that Quay is Chris Brown's songwriter. This post here got 7,000 views. And if you're an artist out there and you post on TikTok and there's some sort of narrative brewing in the comments on its own, like maybe they're comparing you to an artist, or maybe they're saying you sound like a certain vibe, and if you absolutely don't hate it, maybe you dislike it a little bit, but you don't hate it. It's not like they're saying, oh man, this guy sounds like Diddy's cousin or something like that, but maybe lean into it, because ultimately you don't get to decide what people are going to think of your song. So you might as well just run with whatever they're already saying. Another comparison organically formed in the comment section where they say he sounded like Yeat. One person said the song sounds like if Yeat and Chris Brown collaborated. So of course that became our narrative for the next TikTok. The caption for this video is just Yeat x Chris Brown ? Enticing people to leave their opinions, maybe hate on Quay and say he'll never be as good as them, etc. At this point we encourage the hate because it drives more engagement, and more engagement just lets the post reach people who actually like the song. Additionally, we thought this camera angle and goofy walk that Quay was doing looked silly, and we hope that people would comment on that. Is there a reason you walk in parentheses? The secret sauce to the top text strategy is, well, obviously you want people to comment on your song and talk about the song, maybe the lyrics, maybe the beat or whatever. That's all good and fine. But with the text, you have essentially a second chance to farm engagement and start a narrative in the comments. You essentially have two tries to get people's attention, one with the text and one with the actual content. As the TikToks gained more views, we went from averaging 1,000 streams per day to roughly 1,500 streams per day. Now, I'm not gonna lie, as we kept posting TikToks with the Chris Brown narrative, the views slowly went down because it didn't have the same impact anymore. But we were also trying a bunch of other content strategies at the same time. So every time he posted a new TikTok, other older TikToks would get sent into the algorithm. Over the course of 60 days, we got Quay's TikTok views up by 800%. We got his likes up nearly 1,000%, as well as gaining him 2,100 new followers. Around the last week in March, we stopped posting on TikTok as much and stopped running the ads through Meta to see what would happen afterwards. His Spotify streams began to decrease, dropping from 1,500 per day average to 1,200 per day, and even went as low as 897 streams until bang, April 8th, we hit the algorithm and launched us all the way back up to 1,500. B-Roll is now Quay's #3 most popular song on Spotify, proving to be a very successful campaign. And on March 23rd, we officially hit 5 streams per listener. That's right, on average, people are listening to B-Roll 5 times. Now, did I really make this entire video to convince you that you should just get on the internet and start lying? Well, no. I don't think that's particularly good advice, although it did work for me. I would not recommend that you do this. However, I have a ton of other strategies that I do recommend. And I'm sure you noticed a bunch of other TikToks that me and Quay posted that got great views and we didn't mention them in this video. Well, I have a marketing newsletter called Tuned In, where I give you my best marketing advice and content strategies in a detailed email directly to your inbox every single week. I'm giving you my strategies you can steal for your music. That's right, I'm giving them to you for you to steal. Head on over to tunedin.marketing or click the link in the description. See you in the next video.